My name's Hannah Shain, and I am the host of SmartBug on Tap, a weekly podcast offering short, actionable ideas that you can use to get your inbound marketing engine up and running. On today's episode, I want to do a debate. Okay, I know it's a little silly to debate myself, but there's really two sides to this argument, and it all boils down to ABM versus content marketing. Let's dive in. I just want to kind of give you a quick recap. I've been living in this world for a little bit of using a content marketing first strategy versus an ABM first strategy. And I think it really is kind of like no wrong way to really approach how you're going to kick off with your inbound marketing efforts. And this is my 2 cents on where to get started. So before we jump in, let's just clarify what's the difference? Like, what are we talking about here? Because maybe it doesn't really seem so cut and dry. So with content marketing, you're creating content that solves for a challenge or kind of a question that's popular out in the market. You're really going deep on that keyword research, putting content out there that ranks and addresses what people are searching for. It's all about the kind of keyword ranking, and you're starting with persona research, and your content will broadly apply to a wider audience. It's really optimized to grow organically over time and continues to pull in lots and lots of traffic over time. You want it to continue to build on itself. ABM on the other side, that's where you're flipping your funnel. So you first start with a smaller list, a list of accounts that you know you want to sell to. You might know these because they're lookalikes to your current customer list, or maybe they're one of like the top 100 lists, recognizable logos. It really depends on how you do it to define who's on that target account list, but that's who you start with first. You already know who you want to sell to. And then you segment that database and you keep refining it. Maybe once you have those target accounts, you segment them by industry, but you're kind of slicing it more and more. And then you create really personalized outreach and content that targets that specific account. Your content is branded to those specific accounts. And furthermore, it's even personalized to the individuals at those accounts. So let's say you're in IT security and you're going after the chief security officer, and it's within companies in healthcare, and then you're going after hospitals. So it really goes deep, deep, deep into that specific area. And your goal is not to generate lots and lots of leads over time. So it's more of a quality over quantity. And maybe you just want to convert 1 or 2 people at the specific people at that account versus kind of a few hundred leads from a piece of content. So I guess if I were to kind of really summarize or like boil it down to one difference, think of it as like casting a wide net, which is content marketing, versus going spearfishing, which might be ABM. So then this debate, I think, really comes down to, well, what's more effective at helping you in your inbound marketing strategy? What's going to help you with driving more pipeline and aligns to your sales goals? Can you do all that? Can you align to your sales goals without content marketing? Or can you truly have an effective, like sales-driven approach to sales-aligned approach, I guess, without ABM? And I think there's really both sides to this. So I've been on both sides of that argument. And once, we were at a company that was really had our inbound engine up and rolling, and the idea of pumping the brakes on anything that we were doing with content marketing, that felt nearly impossible if we were going to say, let's switch and do everything that was related to ABM. But also vice versa. I've been in the position where if we're just getting to market, maybe first times in a small startup, or if we're bringing a new product to market or going into a new vertical, ABM might actually be the smarter move because these are the types of companies that would be a really good fit for our product and our solution. And rather than trying to like make noise across the entire industry, make our brand well known across the entire industry, we just want a couple companies that, top 10 accounts to really know who we are. So I'm going to give you kind of like top 4 to 5 reasons for ABM versus content marketing. Really no like one answer here. I'm just going to give you the benefits of both. It's kind of fun when I'm debating myself, then I don't have to have any counter arguments here. But at the end of it, I'd really love feedback in terms of what you think would be most helpful in your industry or what you're doing. Okay, so top 5 reasons for ABM. First, I think attracting target accounts that are a good fit is so smart across your whole company. Put this in the perspective of if you're a product company or a services company, and that for us, like we're in a services industry and we're experts at certain verticals. We are really good at handling certain types of companies, and we just want more of those so that we go even deeper into servicing companies that look like them and are coming from the same vertical. It's less training for our team on how to best service them. And same thing goes for product companies or software companies. If we know that our solution works really, really well for other healthcare or finance companies, and we don't have to kind of like tweak and mold that product to work in different industries, but we just keep on signing on and bringing on clients that look like existing clients that already love our product, it helps the whole company grow because we're not having to kind of mold ourselves into fitting for all these new clients that sales are landing that might not be who we want to even sell to. So you get alignment across the whole company on the type of company that you, or the type of customer you want. And then you just say, only market and sell to those. In addition to that, the other type of company alignment that can really drive from or be driven from ABM is you, as a company, you agree on who are your top 10 targets that you want to sell to. And it could be top X targets, if it's top 100 or top 1,000, however you want to scale. But you all agree on that ICP, the ideal customer profile. You all agree on the exact target persona, so you can build out your buying committee within that. Then you can even put names on it, and you know exactly who the CMO or VP of marketing or VP of technology is that you want to sell to. And then finance can even say, hey, if you bring in more companies that are from this type of target account, we can, with pretty good accuracy, tell you what the customer lifetime value of that company is going to be, because you already have that kind of data backing it from years of experience of selling and working with those types of clients. You're kind of cherry picking the best types of clients to work with. Another reason for ABM is you're only spending your marketing money towards target accounts. You're not wasting money on clicks from one-time downloaders. You're not wasting money on broad search terms or search kind of ads or anything that would be broadly putting your kind of ads or brand out there, but rather you're saying, no, I want to upload, and there's different tools you can use for paid media. You want to upload a list and say, only show my ads to people at this company. And you want to sell to that company. And so you're being very smart with your paid media spend. One more argument for ABM is that today's buyer, they expect personalization. It's no longer really an option not to be personalizing your content. And it's not this like kind of like creepy effort of like, hi, Hannah, you should consider XYZ product. Like I kind of expect that now. It's turned into this true buyer expectation. And so buyers are buying from personalized branded experiences, and they kind of hope for that and expect that from a kind of each and every account. So I think it's just aligning to new kind of buyer expectations and quote unquote this like modern marketing world, and really leaning into technology that's going to help you do that. And then the last argument for ABM is this is a much smaller funnel to be tracking. Makes it a lot easier for reporting, dashboards. You can see exactly how the movement is within those, if it's top 10 accounts that you're going after, and you know how they're converting and moving through the funnel. There's no question really of like, are they an MQL? What's the definition of MQL? Are they moving through the funnel? Like you've got your target accounts, you've got them identified, you see when they convert, and it's really easy to hand over to sales. Okay. Those are all the reasons for ABM, but here's some reasons for content marketing. With content marketing, you, first and foremost, I think the strongest argument for starting with a content marketing engine is that you're attracting buyers who are actively in the research mode. They're in a buying mode, and they're showing intent by going out into the Google universe and researching for either your solutions or content that are maybe answers to problems that your content's going to address. And as long as you have a pulse on like what are those types of challenges out in the market, and do you have content that's serving that, you're really kind of producing content that's really smart and is pulling you in and pulling your brand in and educating these people and warming them up to be willing to be sold to. And the vice versa with the ABM piece, just to debate myself a little bit. Anybody that's on those target accounts lists, who says that they're in a buying mode, that they even are interested in your products? Like, yeah, sure, they look like a really good fit for your product, but maybe they have no interest in being sold to. And so now you're just like attacking them with all these products and solutions Whereas content marketing, you know that they're in the buying mode because they're out there looking for solutions and for content and tips and advice that you're addressing and you're already solving for. So you don't, in this kind of scenario, when you're looking for people that are actively in an intent mode, you don't really care what logo they're at. They just know that they are looking for a product or a solution that you already are out there trying to solve. You can also, with content marketing, position your brand to be found by many and earn yourself a reputation of being really helpful and educational in the market. This helps to increase your domain authority, helps you with driving more backlinks to your content, helps others kind of approach you and say, hey, can we be kind of sharing your content and really building you up? You'll land more from a PR standpoint because you're becoming a thought leader in the space and you're just knowledgeable for your domain and earning more of the market share organically. You can start to earn top ranking positions across search engines and really have optimized content align those keywords. It's still very scientific in terms of producing content and then constantly coming back to that content and looking at, well, is it pulling in the right keywords? Did we optimize our descriptions? Did we optimize our headlines? And how are we climbing? Like, where's our position ranking and how's that changing? And thinking through how can we earn kind of page one results. And then is the page itself converting and are we generating leads? Is it ungated or gated content? That's a debate for another time. But content is really, in terms of content marketing, bringing you up in the space because you are putting content out there that people are actively searching for. This really plays into the numbers game. I think that content marketing can really help you kind of increase overall how many leads you're generating, which might be kind of a waste of money if you're paying for a lot of leads in your database. Yes, that's a debate there too. But actively, if you've got the bandwidth to manage kind of a larger lead database and you can walk them through and create a nice conversion path of maybe top of the funnel awareness content, then you nurture them into kind of more consideration and you're following them along in their buying journey, you can really optimize for those conversions and get more to come out of the bottom of the funnel. If you have people dedicated to, on your team, like your marketing team, on creating top of the funnel content, and then you have others that are really working and building out those nurture programs or other conversion paths like more engaged events like webinars or even like regionally targeted things to really pull those people through once they've entered your database. I think you're going to start to see more quality leads coming through that are actively looking for solutions that you might be able to offer. Okay. I think I kind of debated myself enough. I'm getting bored of my own voice. So I'm just going to leave you with one kind of open-ended question. It's a little bit loaded, but I think one thing to really consider is how does customer acquisition cost really compare for ABM versus content marketing? Is it more expensive to be spending per lead for that ABM piece if you're not really targeting a lot? But is it worth it at the end of the day because you're actually getting the types of companies that you want that are going to create like a longer lifetime value because you know that you have a really good product that works in there for that type of company? And if you're really smart about how you identify the right target accounts, not just that they're good looking name, like kind of household name brands that you want to sell to, but you have hard facts that say, yes, this type of company that's this size, this revenue, this many people, and this vertical are a really good fit for our solution. Maybe spending the extra like 10 times more on that type of company to bring them in ends up being more worth it. It's like putting all your eggs in one basket. It's a bigger gamble, but could be in the long run a lot more worth it. Content marketing could have a much cheaper cost per lead and a lower customer acquisition cost, but takes a lot more to bring it in. So that's kind of the debate there. That's all I got to offer. That's my 2 cents on ABM versus content marketing. I would love to hear what other ideas or questions you have in terms of inbound marketing. You can email me at marketing@smartbugmedia.com or tweet me at SmartBug Media.